How are we doing, guys? Hey, I'm out here in Fargo, North Dakota at our newest storage project. If you guys new to this, these are development projects that we started November, October of last year. We got most of the concrete in. We got most of the buildings. You can see some more buildings being constructed behind me. It's a little cold out today. It's 27, not bad though. It's been a good winter here in Fargo, North Dakota. So we're on the south end, and this is the one that we have initially open for, or we have open for investment till probably end of March. Anyway, we're able to get permits for each individual building that we have. We have 4 buildings within this site. It's about 42,000 square feet altogether. So we're able to fill these as we continue to build and get certificates of occupancy. So anyway, kind of a neat model that we're doing here. And these are all the larger heated luxury style storage units that are climate controlled. So if you guys have not been able to look at this, if you are into storage and you've been sitting on the sidelines and you're kind of like on the fence and you're thinking about, hey, Mark, I'm not sure if this is like, if this is right for me, is now the time. You got all these uncertainties politically. I think you just got to ask yourself, a couple questions, whether, do you think interest rates are going to go up? Do you believe that real estate's going to go down in value? And I think if you look at you look at storage units, let's talk the 2008 financial crisis. Storage was the best thing through that, right? Like there was very few banks that took over a self-storage or a storage complex. And I think that shows you a lot, that storage does good in great times, and it does good in bad times, which teaches us something, right? Like, why don't we get to a proven boring model? I mean, this is boring stuff. This is self-storage. Luxury storage is just a bigger self-storage. People get stuff in here and they don't move for months. I mean, we only have 30-day leases with 60-day move-outs. We get very few turnover. I mean, you're talking less than 1 to 2 units. This one is 53 units. We'll get less than 1 to 2 that move out per month. And so storage is very sticky. Even in self-storage, if you're doing smaller units, it's less sticky, but it's still very sticky. When someone has one, they don't want to give it up. And so, that's why I continued to build this model. We're going to plan to roll these things up. I've gotten multiple life insurance companies, and REITs, family offices that have called me trying to buy. Once we get these built, stabilized, they don't want to do development deals right now, but they will buy these once they're stabilized, and we have multiples to sell together. So this is complex number 2 that we're building, and then we're looking at 3 storage complexes in South Dakota as well to get on up and rolling this year. So and possibly even another one in Minnesota, right on the way to Detroit Lakes, if you're familiar. So we're looking at all sorts of storage, and we're going to get these built out this year. We're going to roll them together. We're going to build them, fill them, and probably even exit these faster than we anticipated. Now I know we've had people in these that were looking for a long-term buy and hold. We're going to view every option. It really depends on what happens to rates. Like the first thing we talked about, right? Rates are unpredictable. Do you think that they're at all-time high? They're not all-time highs, but they're at a high level right now, right? And I think what you're going to see is that rates will come down over time. The people who are getting their butts kicked are the poor. The people saving money, not storing money in things like storage units and real assets. We're appreciating in value, right? And I get people are getting 5% at the savings account, and no one's gotten rich on savings accounts. Like, are you kidding me? You can Google. No one has ever got rich saving money. I know that. They've always put it at risk. And why you're not even really putting it at risk. This is a self-storage facility. It's the boringest place to store money, but it also grows at one of the fastest. Especially the number 1 expense to any storage facility is debt. If you believe that the rates are going to come down in the future, if you think instead of 7.5%, you know what, Mark, I think they will be at 6.5% in 1 year from now. Well, guess what? These things go up in value by 10, 15%. And that's a big deal, because you don't over leverage these properties, right? We leverage them at 65-35, meaning 65% leverage, 35% equity, meaning if your cost of debt go down by a little bit and the valuation goes up, you might even be able to pull a little more debt. Or, you know, like life insurance companies, they just like the automation of these things. And, you know, politically, we don't know what's going to happen, right? Like, no one knows. I don't know what's going to happen to rates. I don't predict the future. I don't even care. I'm going to continue to build storage. I'm going to continue to build cash flow. And I'm going to continue trying to get the best investment for my money. If someone put 100 grand invested into this and we sold it in 3 years and they got a 1.25, you know what I mean? Like a 200% return or 225% return on their money in a short amount of time, do you think they'd be upset, or do you think they would willing to invest in our next storage deal that we would be already have in the pipeline? We're looking at scaling these models, but we're not looking to hold them long term. That's not my envisionment here. And I think most people's vision is that, hey, we want to hold them for cash flow, and I do too, believe me. But if someone's willing to pay us in a market that it offers a 6 cap, and they're willing to pay a 4.5, 4 cap for it, because we have 5 facilities built that is, you know, $30-40 million, and they can go put $20 million to work and get a really good return and have a lot of automation, they're going to take that deal. And as you as an investor should understand that your money, everything is about ROI. It's not about, you know, investing in crypto and watching it double overnight. Yeah, people have been sitting on crypto all last 2 years and it's been flat. You know, all of a sudden, everyone's excited about crypto. And, you know, I think just, I don't think it's the best way to save money or make money, but I guess what? People invest. I have money in crypto. I don't use a big part of my funds though to do it. I just think it's fun to watch, and I don't really pay attention unless I have some money somewhere. So, but you watch. I mean, I'm telling you, a boring storage product. Like I said, we have 42,000 square feet. We want to keep them over 40,000 square feet, so we stay at the institutional grade. But guys, these are great storage projects that we're going to roll up and probably sell to someone who can pay a lot more money for these, because they can justify it, because it's a great place to store money, storage. And guess what? Automated management. They don't have to have a lot of people to run these places, right? They can run 5 facilities with 2 people. And so that's why they love the storage. If you guys want to, there is some room left in the storage. We have a couple people flying in though, I believe from Arizona and North Carolina, or Florida and North Carolina, one of the two, that are going to probably fulfill these things. If you want to get 100 grand to work, I think the 50 grand is the minimum on this. Got to get a hold of us in the next couple of weeks. Just reply back to this text message that you got this video on and just say, hey, Mark, you know, I'm interested at 100 grand. Just text us back what you think you want to invest. We'll reach out, of course, bring you up to speed on what this project is. And hopefully you're in our Agora portal now and you can look at the pitch deck, obviously, and see what this is. But I believe that as I continue to shift and evolve and change and adapt, I think that no different. We're looking to model these things up every 5 years, every few years even, and dump them off to someone who can pay a lot more money for them. So guys, if you want to make some money, I don't think you're taking on a huge risk here, but of course there's risk in everything and any kind of investment, because I can't predict the future. But if you do believe that one day interest rates will come down, which I think you've already heard that, and you believe that storing money in a savings account isn't going to make you wealthy, then figure out a place where you get tax benefits, cash flow, and appreciation through, and heavy depreciation with tax savings. You should probably store your money in something like storage. It's not just a hype, guys. There's a big reason why the wealthy love it. So you want to change your life and change your investing path, I would say, you know, you're gonna have to change your mindset on how you store money. So appreciate you guys, and like always, comment below what you're willing to invest, or maybe you're willing to partner with us. If maybe you're $1 million+ guy and you're like, hey, I'd like to do a deal, but we partner with our investors as well. but we can't communicate with someone who doesn't communicate with us, and we don't know what you're thinking. So please, again, reply to the email, reply to the text. You can get a hold of me there, and we can get on a call, a quick Zoom call, and explain, kind of fit something that meets your needs. So appreciate y'all. I'll see you next week.